Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Kingston Western wanted man captured in St. Elizabeth. 22-year-old Tariq Gale, otherwise called Pops, who was wanted for shooting with intent by the Kingston Western police, was captured in St. Elizabeth on Thursday, March 10. Gale was featured on the Jamaica Constabulary Force Wanted Wednesday campaign on June 23, 2021. Reports are that about 4 a.m., Gale was captured during a mission-driven operation in the Nain area. Policeman found dead in suspected suicide. Police personnel were at the scene in St. Catherine, where a policeman is suspected to have committed suicide. Corporal Osborne of the Gale Police Station in St. Mary was found dead at his Third Road Linseed home on Thursday morning. Reports are that the police were summoned to his home and found the cop on a bed with a single gunshot wound to the head and a firearm in his hand. 39-year-old licensed firearm holder charged with wounding illegal possession of firearm. Jerry Savage, a driver of Etam Vista Spanish Town in St. Catherine, has been charged with wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm after he allegedly shot another man during a dispute on Villa Crescent at Sunnyside in the parish on Saturday, March 5th. According to reports, Savage, a licensed firearm holder, got into a dispute with another man. The argument allegedly spiraled into a fight during which Savage pulled his weapon and shot the man in his right eye. The man was treated at hospital. Savage was subsequently arrested and his firearm seized after being pointed out by the injured man. Second suspect held in murder of St. Anne Villa manager. The St. Anne police have detained a second suspect in the murder of Villa manager 65-year-old Clyde Taylor. Taylor's decomposing body with sharp wounds was found in the trunk of his 2013 Nissan Note motor car last week Thursday, 4 days after he was reported missing. The abandoned car was found in Top Hill Runaway Bay, St. Anne. Addressing the monthly general meeting at the St. Anne Municipal Corporation on Thursday, head of the St. Anne Police Division Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell said, the second suspect now in custody is from St. Anne. The first suspect, who was picked up before the discovery of the body, is also from St. Anne. Powell later reported that both men will be charged in relation to Taylor's murder. We're looking to lay charges before the weekend. Certain charges will be laid, Powell said. Taylor, who managed Sunflower Villas in Salem Runaway Bay, left home about 9 p.m. on Saturday, February 26, driving his gray Nissan Note. Later that night, when calls from his family went straight to voicemail, the family became concerned. The following morning, a missing person report was found at the Runaway police station. Taylor's murder in St. Anne is the 9th in the parish since the start of the year, down from 12 for a similar period last year. Man serving time on gun conviction, sentenced to 2 years for lottery scamming. The deadly link between gunmen and lottery scamming, which has been wreaking havoc in western parishes, the epicenter being Montego Bay St. James, spreading with murderous consequences to Want-Adlake, Trelawney and Westmoreland, was further borne out in the St. Catherine Circuit Court last Friday. Shani Dryden of Waterford, Portmore, already serving 5 years for an illegal gun conviction in 2021, was last Friday sentenced to 2 years imprisonment for breaches of the Law Reform Fraudulent Transaction Act, lottery scamming, when he appeared before the High Court Judge Yvonne Brown. Dryden was found in possession of people's information referred to as lead sheets on August 5, 2020, during a search of his phone by investigating officer District Constable Dr. Jason McKay. Dryden at the time was being held as a suspect in the murder of a National Housing Trust employee but was never charged. McKay gave evidence that on August 5, 2020, he searched Dryden's phone with the accused's permission and found the lead sheet with person's information in the notes section of the device. Police intelligence indicates that gunmen in western parishes have been able to forge a deadly access with lottery scamming, who finance gangsters' weaponry via the gun for drugs trade with Haiti. Scammers who handle huge sums of foreign currency utilizes the gunmen as protection for their ill-gotten funds. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson recently described high-powered rifles recovered as weapons of war and has since hailed seizures by customs in Montego Bay and Kingston as major dents in the gang's operations. Kings Valley reset coming soon. Notorious for the lawless gang named after it, the community of Kings Valley in Grange Hill, Westmoreland will be going through a social reset in the near future, promised Senior Superintendent of Police Robert Garden. SSP Garden was speaking at a community meeting after members of the Westmoreland Police Division staged a walkthrough in the community last Friday evening. We are going to reset Kings Valley. When people hear about Kings Valley, certain things that they used to hear must be pushed down the line and the positive things must come to the top. Kings Valley residents, you will have to help us do that. We will work with our stakeholders at the community level and we'll be doing some things in here. And I can tell you that if you work with us, you will see the change that you want to see, Garden urged community members. He said the meeting on Friday is the first of regular interaction with the residents of Kings Valley. This meeting this afternoon is one of many that will be happening in Kings Valley. I heard something mentioned. They saw the police band on Facebook and they were impressed with the incredible talent. I'm not promising anything, but it is my desire to have the band amongst us at a very early date, and I want Kings Valley to come out, he said. While most residents were vocally receptive to the police initiative, many expressed concern about allegations that corrupt police officers pass through their community from time to time. Gordon urged residents to report lawmen who engage in unlawful activity and assure them that action would be taken. Yes, I know that at times, like in any other organization, you're going to find members that are not in keeping with the principles and practices that are required, but we of the JCF Jamaica Constabulary Force, we have internal mechanisms to deal with those, but we can only deal with it if you report it, he said. Don't sit behind the wall or on the shop front and talk about how the police corrupt. Let it reach somebody in authority to deal with it because it has been done in the past. Report bad behavior, report corruption. I say to you firmly and confidently that if you make those reports, it will be dealt with appropriately, Gardner implored. Police officers from each station in the parish attended Friday's meeting. Deputy Superintendent in charge of operations in the parish, Adrian Hamilton, who was among those present, noted that there will be similar meetings replicated at police stations all over Westmoreland on a weekly basis. The goal, he said, is to achieve public safety and restore the public's trust in law enforcement. On a divisional level, our aim is to execute those strategic objectives through community engagement, the widely publicized meetings that we'll be having at this point and the community walkthroughs. This is not only in Kings Valley. Part of the division thrust is that each station every week conducts a community walkthrough that is led by the station head for that station, Hamilton explained. He noted that community engagement was just as important as enforcement and that they'll be seeking to establish a balance between both in the future. From an operational level, I'm a person who a lot of times I'm out there pursuing individuals who the police want. We have made appeals, especially to family members, not to harbor persons who are wanted, because that is an offense, and we've been out there saying it all that. But we have to balance the scale as well. I want this evening to be about meaningful engagement. We are here to listen, most of all, and listen effectively, Hamilton told residents. Councillor caretaker of the Grange Hill Division, Buffalo Thompson, JLP, said he was happy to see the police taking the initiative of meeting with the community and not merely responding to a crime. I feel very good because I always want to see more community policing where police are actually working the district. We tend to only see police when something happens. I would like to see them taking more of the preventative role in the community. Most people, when they see the police, they think something negative, so I am happy to see something like this, Thompson stated. He echoed the sentiments of SSP Garden of wanting the perception of the Kings Valley area to change to one that is more positive. Thompson also noted that unemployment and lack of community events is a problem for the division and said he hopes something can be done about that soon. This community has one of the best kept playing fields in the division, but for some reason it gets a bad reputation, and I would really like that to change. It is a very tight-knitted community. Hard-working people live around here, but people tend to think that this community is bad. I'd like to see the development, and I'd like to see my government take more interest in the community so that the younger ones have something to do, Thompson shared. There are already initiatives in place to address some of his concerns. For example, President of the Greenchill Community Development Committee (CDC), Copeland Bailey, said that they are working on a planned series of training sessions through the Heart NSTA Trust for people in the community to get qualified in areas such as customer training and food preparation. Member of Parliament for Westmoreland Western, Moreland Windsor, also hinted at upcoming plans for the development of the area and urged residents to work with the police. We know that when you see the police around, sometimes there is some apprehension and anxiety, but if you are working quite closely with the police, you wouldn't need to fear them. In fact, they are here to serve and protect, and that is what we want, said Wilson. Sagicor Sigma Run 2022. Organizers say all systems go for the first of two in-person road races on Sunday. It's all systems go for the Sagicor Sigma Team Bubble Run in New Kingston this Sunday, March 13, according to organizers. Organizers of the annual 5.5-kilometer charity road race have confirmed that all are in place for the execution of the first of its two in-person road race events. The road race kicks off at 7 a.m. on Sunday and will see participants going off in waves of up to 240 persons at a time. The race route roads will be closed between 6:30 a.m. and 10 a.m. Organizers have confirmed that there will be adequate road and traffic marshals with road traffic management under the control of the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF Traffic Division. There will also be health officials and volunteers along the route to ensure a smooth flow for the road race. Additionally, there will be sanitization and hand-washing stations in keeping with the COVID-19 health and safety protocols as stipulated by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Hydration, security and parking is also in place, said road organizers. The run will start on Knoxford Boulevard, then left onto Trafalgar Road, through to Waterloo Road, left onto West Kings Road, then left onto Conscience Spring Road, and left onto Hope Road before turning right onto Winchester and Ruven Road, and a left on the Halfway Tree Road. The race will end on Oxford Road in the vicinity of the Emancipation Park. The Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run is now in its 24th year, and the Sagicor Foundation is aiming to raise $50 million to procure much-needed medical equipment for this year's beneficiary of the run, the Kingston Public Hospital. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.